Hey guys, it's Victoria back with another spoiler-free movie reaction. And today we will be joined by a very special guest and our first female guest on the show, my mom, Yvetta Allen. Thank you for joining us today, Mom.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And today's movie reaction will be on Tyler Perry's Mea Culpa. Whew. Directed by Tyler Perry, starring Kelly Rowland, Trevante Rhodes, Nick Sager, Sean Sager, Ronrega Lee, Shannon Thornton, Carrie O'Malley, and Angela Robinson. Whew, where do I even begin? Where do we even begin? Because one thing we can say is that we are very familiar with Tyler Perry's line of work, Trust and Believe. And we've seen his movies and his plays. And so basically we are familiar with the Tyler Perry universe, as they are now calling it. So we would like to share with you some of our favorite Tyler Perry pastimes. So Mom, what's your favorite Tyler Perry movie or play or both?
Well, I would have to say Diary of a Mad Black Woman, because I just loved the characters in that movie and also the play. I really liked the outcome of the movie. I liked the power that the woman possessed at the end. Although she looked feeble and weak during the movie, she found herself and she came back with strong power, and she didn't do it in a negative way. She just basically took up for herself and said, hey, I don't need you anymore. I got a new man, so good luck to you. But I did nurse you back to health. But hey, you can go on your way now and I'll be on mine, but we can be friends. We're eating dinner together, so I just like that. And I that's my favorite.
Yeah, I guess we can say he really made a good use of that angry black woman stereotype.
Yes.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
But then she came, she came back to herself, and she wasn't angry, and she was Helen again. And instead of, the one smoking the cigarette and looking like she might just take someone's head off, I mean, she actually came back to herself and didn't let the anger get the best of her. And that's what I liked the most, that, yeah, you did me wrong and you did, but I did the right thing. And, I'm back to myself and loving God and representing him in my life. And hey, bye-bye.
Wow, Mom, you just explained the whole synopsis of that film. Exactly. Oh, wow.
So that's why it's my favorite.
Well, there you have it. On my end, I would have to say my favorite, as far as Tyler Perry film, I would have to say it's actually, this is kind of tough because I'm caught in between two, and I'll let you guess which one is it when I tell you the one that is my favorite. I would have to say my favorite is Temptations, Confessions of a Marriage Counselor. Because for one, I saw the play, which was just titled Tyler Perry's The Marriage Counselor, and I felt like the film was definitely a better update of the play, because the play, there was so much stuff going on that I was like, yeah, I don't agree with on both ends with that, but with Temptation, the Confessions of a Marriage Counselor, I felt like it was brought a little bit more brought the situation of what was really going on within the marriage, what was the problem within the marriage, to the forefront through the main character. And also sort of you get to see her side of why she felt things were falling apart between her and her husband. And even you kind of see what the problem is at the very beginning when she explains how she and her husband met.
Right.
That was like, because they were little kids. And she had no other experiences with other guys. So, but either way, Yeah, that's my favorite. And now if you can guess the second, the one that I was caught in between with,
I think it's probably Acrimony.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, very much. So, oh boy. I should have made a timer to give our audience a chance to guess on their own. But either way, yeah, it's that one.
Yes.
So we are, like I said, we are very much familiar with the Tyler Perry films and all of his ways of filming and his plays.
Yes. But still a supporter, even though sometimes we wonder what rabbit hole we're going to find ourselves in. But I still love you, Tyler.
For me, I would have to say, yeah, you're cool to hang with, but it depends on the film and how you felt. But either way, now back to the movie reaction topic at hand. Mea Culpa is a sexy, how can I put it? Erotic thriller about a attorney named Mia Harper, who will be, she is deciding to represent this famous artist who has just been accused of murdering his girlfriend, who's played by Trevante Rhodes. And so in doing so, she starts finding out a lot of things that may be going on underneath the surface in ways that she probably didn't even know she was going to find out. Probably didn't even want to find out when you think about it. And so when she does, that's when things truly start to unravel for Mia, played by the wonderful Kelly Rowland.
Yes, she was wonderful and fabulous, but naive.
You mean the character or
the character?
Okay.
Was naive in the movie, but still, I liked her. Anytime she's on film, I'm intrigued.
Yes, she is definitely, how can I say, working her way up in acting. So we are happy to see her in films when we get the chance. And I will say this was no exception. I thought that she did a pretty good job. But let's get into what we thought about the film, our initial reactions after seeing this film. So I will start with you, Mom. What did you think about this film when you saw the whole thing?
Well, I thought it was an attempt at like you said, a light erotic film on top of a bit of drama, on top of a bit of mystery. So it was so much.
And Tyler Perry twist.
And Tyler Perry twist. And that's why it was just so much, but it was predictable in a lot of ways. Some ways, it was a little bit unpredictable. I mean, when you start thinking about above the bed and what was going on there, that was not predictable for me. So, but it was, you know, in a corny way, good that they put that in there because, you know, with the art scene, it would appeal to people like you, Victoria.
Yes.
Being an artist, and you know, you would love that, you know, that was included in the movie. But I enjoyed it. I'll say that. Did
it make you laugh at points?
It made me laugh. It made me open my mouth, but in the end, I can say I did enjoy it. Although I was a little not stressed, but maybe just a tad unbelieving at the end. Like,
unbelieving?
Really? Yeah, I was like in disbelief. Like, I can't believe this happened in the way that it did. It didn't seem like it could or should, but it did. And so again, Tyler Perry, we love you.
Okay, well then that's your take. Okay. On my end, I would have to say I have a lot to say because this is just, I'm like, first, how can I put this? Where do I even begin with this? For starters, let's just say that I have seen my share of erotic thrillers. Yes, and my mom definitely knows because she saw them too afterwards. And this film kind of made me think a lot about a film that I saw a while back ago called Addicted. Yes. That starred Sharon Lill, and and this film kind of made me think on it, except there's how can I say less less relations with relation partners in this film than in that one, and also art being involved in the sexy appeal of it all. How many times are we going to say sexy in this? Or how many times am I going to say it? You know what? I'll give you guys that challenge. Try to give a number of how many times I say the word sexy, not including this time, but and put it down in the comment section, and maybe then I'll give you guys a little treat for that if you do. But either way, so also, let's just say that first, the start of the film, one thing I know for sure is that Tyler Perry, he makes it clear to you where he is filming at. Yeah, he may tell you, oh, we're in Chicago, or we're in Washington, D.C., but really, we are in Atlanta, or somewhere in Georgia. Because if you lived in Georgia like we do, it is easy to highlight whether the place that they shot at is somewhere in Atlanta, because we've been down there a million times over. So
true, but they really did shoot in more than one state, so that is true. But he did put a lot of Georgia in there, and hey, you know, he should. You know, this is where his empire is based. So, yes, we want to see Georgia in it. We want our Atlanta to be displayed on the screen. Of course. So I am not mad at him about that. And
I was just saying first.
And I would just say that Mr. Zaire, the character name,
Trevante Rhodes.
Yes, Trevante Rhodes. He will keep you watching. For all different types of reasons.
Oh yeah, there's good, but majority. Yeah, there's. And this is, I'm not getting into spoiler territory, but I will tell you there are points in this film where when you're watching him, you're wondering, is he tired, or is he just, is that just how his eyes is when he looks at you, like. Look, we're not making fun of how he looks. I think he is a fine young man. Okay, he's not that young. He's a little bit older than me, but he is a handsome guy, a handsome black man. But in this film, there are just points I'm like, okay, is he trying to method act this? Because he is. There are points in the film where he is in a drug-induced state, or is it just him? That's the confusing part.
Well, I think he used a lot of that as part of his sex appeal, and that's what was so undermining in a way, because it's like, okay, you're talking to me, but are you awake?
Yeah,
or are you asleep?
And also and his dialogue too, it sounded so childlike.
Really what? I mean, you know, it was so simple. But I want you. But
how is this helping me?
I mean, I mean, the questions were so simplistic that he asked her, and she seemed so in awe of him because of the way he came off. You know, I think that's the part of the appeal that she, the reason why she was attracted to him.
And part of that appeal was that he was very forward, and sometimes in a very uncomfortable way.
Right. So, but yes, he did keep you watching, and so did Kelly.
Oh, yeah, Kelly definitely kept you watching. I mean, whether she was doing the right thing or the wrong thing.
Yes, and she owned herself in this this movie. When she walked into the room, it was like all about Kelly. I mean, it was all about Mia. I mean, his thoughts were on her. his desires were about her. I mean,
and the other characters,
right.
whether they loved her, whether they hated her,
exactly. But she owned herself in these rooms, and so I mean, and you didn't have to see her in a sexy dress. I mean, hey, she was wearing a trench coat and
pants
and slacks, but still she was sexy, and she was commanding of her space. And so I was very impressed with her and how she bore this character out.
She really does make for a good leading lady.
Yes.
We definitely can say that.
Yes.
Now let's move on to some of the other cast members. So we have who else do we have? We have Nick Sager and Sean Sager, who, surprise, if you couldn't guess by the last names, they're brothers in real life, as they are also playing brothers in this film.
Yes.
And Nick Sager, I remember him. He was in The Haves and the Have-Nots.
Yes.
He played the future president, or the president-elect, and so we know of him. And yeah, he can be cute, but in this film, whoo, and no spoilers, but he is the biggest butthole you will ever meet.
Yeah, I would love to know what you think about it after seeing the movie. What you think about him? I mean, because I'm going to be honest, in the Haves and Have-Nots, I mean, he really had my heart.
He had a lot of girls' hearts.
He tugged on it a little bit, because sometimes it was a little unbelievable, because he just seemed too good to be true.
But he was also a trickster at points.
Right, he was a trickster at points. It's like he wanted what he wanted, how he wanted it, when he wanted it in the Haves and Have-Nots, and basically this was a little bit the same way.
Yeah, except he was he was so many things.
He was so many things, and
don't mind that sound.
Yeah, that was just one of the little tickle me knots that I got from the movie.
Yeah. And his brother, it was I thought he was okay. He wasn't the best actor, but he was fine. It was just like he was playing the husband to Kelly Rowland, and he was the husband that was, as in Tyler Perry film fashion, he was the husband that it turns out that he lost something that he did caused him to lose his job. And on top of that, he is basically living off his wife at this time in the film, from the start of the film. But either way, it was just like, he seemed, okay, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of these men in these films seem childlike. I'm sorry. Yes. It's like, oh.
Yes, and once you see him, and you may already know by name, you'll remember him if you watch Sisters. That he's been on several shows in Sisters. I think his character's been replaced by someone else now, but on the show. But he had a couple good spells there in Sisters, and I sort of liked him in the show. So I was sort of sad to see him leave Sisters. But yeah, in this movie, he will not be your favorite, I don't think. But you
may feel for him at some points, but then there are going to be like little turnarounds.
But in the end, you're going to forget. You're going to be talking about, Tyler, what are you doing? Okay?
Yeah, like why are you taking it this way?
You're just going to be, okay, I'm a little bit shocked, but not really, but sort of. I mean,
it
Tyler
almost
takes us in these twists. We're riding the waves, and we don't know where we're going to end up.
It feels like it went into Get Out territory.
Yes. I mean, it really could have gone in your mind when you were looking at it. You're like, okay, are we going there, or are we staying here? I mean, I don't know. Who knows? That's the thing about Tyler Perry, and he just leaves us guessing. Even after the movie is over, we're still wondering
what happened.
Why did it happen?
Oh God. Okay.
But we would watch it again. That's what he does.
It was entertaining.
Yes, he does that. It's like, even you don't care. It's like, I'm going to watch it again and again and
because it's ridiculous. That it's so ridiculous that it's entertaining.
That it's entertaining. And so, you know, who cares while you watch the movie? If you watch it, that's ratings, right?
True, but you do want to take good care of storytelling.
Right.
Let's not forget that. It's like films now these days. I'm not going to criticize any films in particular, but there have been a lot of films that have been slacking on storytelling and making sure certain pieces fit together and that certain things make sense. And if something is actually a twist, that it is a twist that it's a legit twist. It's not just a twist that you're like, oh, this will get people to go, ooh, and and what?
And then say like this.
Yeah, where do...
Okay.
I crack my neck.
I'm not sure.
But either.
So, but I did enjoy it, and like I said, I will be watching it again and again just to spin my head around, if for no other reason. But you know, it's worth the watch.
Yeah, and to be honest, I'm sorry, I gotta go back a little bit to Travante's character, Zaire. Okay. It's like his character is being, how can I say it, prosecuted for murder, and yet there are certain things, there's like, okay, we get it. We feel for you on this, dude, but what you're doing is not helping your situation. You're doing all these different things that could basically make you, well, not liable, but definitely can pin you for something. I mean, and even with the girl that they're saying that he killed, and he said, I didn't kill, he paints pictures of women, and she was one of them, and he wrote something on there that I'm not going to spoil, but it was like, that is definitely enough to make people think that you did it.
And the thing with him is that everyone around him seems to feel and sense the gravity of his situation except him.
Yeah,
he just thinks that life is going on, you know. I'm going to continue to paint, and you know, I'm going to continue to bed women.
You're going to get me off.
So,
it's like, and even when she asked questions like, do you want the lethal injection or not? And he's like, well, I don't know.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
You know? So like, well, it doesn't matter. They got evidence that says you did. And even the evidence, guys, really.
Oh, you mean the private eye?
Yes,
okay,
let us know what you think about the evidence.
Who's played by Ramreko Lee.
Oh.
I would say that he was a very fun character, and he was also in another Tyler.
Have been fun.
I don't know. That's the question. But he was fun in this movie, and he was also in another Tyler Perry film. At one point, he was in Tyler Perry's Madea Goes to Jail, and so here he is in this one, and he's playing Kelly's or Mia's private eye to do all the research and background checks on her client and on anything involving her client. And it's like, you're only getting bits and pieces. Where is that? Where's the all?
Where's the all? And then some of the bits and pieces are like, okay, did I really need to know that? And was it really like you thought it was? So I'm just like, it was a lot of turns. And to me, I don't know. I don't really think Victoria agrees with me on this, but the little private investigator just seemed like, I don't know. To me, his character didn't really fit. I think it was just some extra spice that Tyler threw in there for us to start saying, oh, really? Okay. Yes, she needed an investigator, but he came with her to Zaire's house once, and he never came back with her. She was always alone. Zaire refused to do things that she needed him to do, and that made her feel comfortable as his attorney. But she kept, and I understand your client is always right. And so
the customer is always right.
She was really trying to
accommodate
him, and the accommodations got her into her situation.
Yeah. So. But either way, okay, let's move on to the other actors. I think we already talked about Ramreko Lee. Yeah, he was the private eye. And so now let's move to some of the in-law family members. We already talked about her brother-in-law. I know we have to. It won't be long, but we have to. So we also have the sister-in-law played by Shannon Thornton, who is a beautiful woman, by the way. And I think she also has been in several things that I have seen before. And but her character was quite the there was just like, you could tell there were many points she wanted to say something, but she didn't, and she was just playing along. She was just doing what she had to do.
She was a controlled woman,
sadly,
and but really not. I mean, because when you find out while she was acting controlled, you realize that she had gotten out of control.
She has a little history.
Yeah, she has a little history that will really make you think, her? Again, your mouth is like,
what?
So you...
And it's like, okay, but either way. And then there's also the mother-in-law. From you know where.
Yes, and the double hockey sticks.
H-E, double hockey sticks. And it's like, oh my God. She was played by the very intriguing Carrie O'Malley.
Yes.
And so, but her character she was the wicked stepmother. That's what she was. That's the best way I could describe her.
Yes, and her sons were her pride
and joy.
And so, mamas out there, you understand, I'm sure, that your sons and your mama bear, and I don't know if my beautiful Victoria could ever be enough for them.
Oh my God!
This is your movie. If that's how you feel, you should make sure that you watch it.
Well, you heard it from the mouth of Yvette Allen on the matter. But either way, yeah, she was that kind of mom, but she was also she was a lot.
Yeah, she was a whole lot. Okay, and guess what? I really liked it. I really liked that she was a whole lot.
Yeah.
That did a lot for this movie. I mean, you didn't like her, okay, but you know, she put enough drama in there that also kept you intrigued. And again, that's why you're gonna want to watch it again, because you're gonna be like, really? And how did that happen? And that was like
when?
That? And so you're gonna want to watch it again just to clear up all these things in your mind.
Yeah,
because you're gonna go away from this movie thinking, and really,
and possibly debunk the twist of it all.
Exactly. So yes, she brought the drama with her character, so I enjoyed her in the movie.
And now I saved the best for last, or at least to me,
her favorite.
One of my favorite actresses, who was also in Tyler Perry's The Haves and the Have-Nots as lawyer, or I'm going to say attorney Veronica Harrington. Mrs. Angela Robinson was in this film.
Yes.
And she was... Okay, she didn't have a huge part, but she definitely had a part that impacted the rest of the film that you cannot deny. Because people are still I hear people still talking about the scene where she was at the art gallery and Kelly was talking to her, or Kelly's character was talking with her. And people were and I was fascinated by her character. She was definitely still that intimidating older woman, but still sophisticated and very much like in control of the room. I felt like there were points where Kelly was probably a little intimidated by her, because she's like, I
really felt like they just picked her up out of Haves and Have-Nots and just put her in Mea Culpa. Because she was the same
type of character.
She was Veronica. I mean, her name was not Veronica in this movie, but she acted in much of the same way. Like, I don't care what you say, because hey, I'm the bomb.
Yeah, I look fabulous?
And, exactly, and she does. She looks fabulous. I mean, and she is. And fabulous.
Is she in her 60s, or is she?
I'm not
50s?
Sure. At least her 50s, I think. But the thing about it is that I really hope that Tyler, if you're listening, I don't know if you're going to watch my daughter's reaction, but if you do, I really wish you would use her in more of your projects, and use her in different ways. I mean, I really think that she can span,
she has a range. Yeah, she has a broad range.
Yeah, let us see some other things about Miss Robinson, because, I like her, and I think she can enrich some of your projects.
And many other projects out there, so other directors listening in.
Well, I'm not that old, Tyler. I think we're about the same age, but anyway.
So either way, okay, so yeah, we talked about the characters, and as far as the story goes, what did you think of the story entire, Mom? Did you think that it was a hit or a miss? Or in between, if you can't decide?
I think it was in between. I think it's worth a watch, but don't get your hopes up for something that's going to be award winning or someone. You're going to talk about it because
Tyler
Perry. And he leaves us, with some type of feeling about his projects. Whether we love them or semi-hate them or just like them, we're always going back for more. So.
And always making us think like, wait, what? How?
And so, I still think that Tyler is capable of real greatness. But I don't think this is one of those types of projects that he did, but it is intriguing. And so, I'm happy always to see what he puts on screen, whether the small screen or the big screen. I'm always happy to see what he puts out.
And as for me and my feelings,
let's hear the young person's take on this. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay. Well, that said it all.
Tyler Perry, all I will say is you've done it again. You somehow found a way to make a movie that just makes people's heads spin all the way around like an owl, or The Exorcist, girl. And so I'll applaud you for that.
Yes, I love you, Tyler.
You for that. But other than that, the storytelling and also some of the ways how I'll say that you are getting better. You're getting better at your production design quality and how you choose to film certain scenes. I will definitely give you that. But I am still a little concerned about how you choose to tell your story. Like, it's like you piece it together, and I know you do a lot. I know you're wearing the director's hat, you're wearing the writer's hat, you're wearing the producer's hat.
Some of those jobs, Tyler.
I know you got a lot on your plate, but when it comes to story, that's the thing that I care about the most when it comes to any film. And now for everyone else, I can't speak for everyone else, but for me, storytelling is where a film truly does come alive. And I think that you can make that happen. You've done it before.
Yes,
and so I am sure you can do it again. But either way, this was just not one of them to me.
Okay.
As far as the story.
I can see that. And what I would also like to say is, why throw the phone in the trash? I mean, I mean, you guys, when you see that, if you haven't already, do you understand that? I mean, hey,
we're going into spoiler territory, Mom.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, let me know when you get through that, what you think about that. But anyway, there was so many other ways to handle that situation. In my opinion.
That was a metaphorical way of, everything that was going on in the scene, from the song that was playing in the background and everything. So yeah, that was planned out that way.
All right. Well, I'm just not wasteful that much, I guess. So.
Okay. But either way, so I think we've gotten through all we needed to get through on this. Did we talk? Oh, wait a minute. The music. I will say that the music was pretty good in this film. They brought songs from Banks. I love her songs.
Isaac Hayes.
Oh yeah, Isaac Hayes. And also, who else? There were some other artists that in this song, or at least it wasn't like it was a full-on like film soundtrack, but the music that was used in the film I thought it was very artistic, or not artistic, but definitely good choices that Tyler made for certain scenes.
They did fit where he put them. Yes.
Although, albeit some may be on the nose. But either way, it still was a good call. Yes. So, great call on the music, Tyler.
Okay.
All right. So, I guess we're going to go ahead and go on to the ratings. Our rating of this film. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate this movie, Mom?
I would rate this movie a 5.
Just a 5?
Just a 5.
Okay. Well, okay. Well,
I give it a 5 because of how it developed, how the story was told. I didn't like how it just transcended from one scene to the next and one storyline from the next. I didn't think it flowed smoothly. But I actually love the film, but it just takes you on some twists and turns that I think was somewhat unnecessary. So, but I liked it, but I give it a 5.
Okay. And as for me, I would have to give this movie, I was surprised at your rating because mine is a little higher. Okay. I give this film a 6.9.
Oh.
Yeah, I enjoyed this film. It was, like I said, it was ridiculous, but I enjoyed it. Yeah. And also I enjoyed the acting in the film, even though some of it was going yeah. But I enjoyed it because I felt like, okay, that made it even more entertaining. Okay. And also the dialogue wasn't so hot, but either way.
Well, because I'm not so well versed in how to,
how film dialogue works.
Yeah, how film works the way you are. I'm just how it hits me. And so that's how I arrived at my rating. It just struck me, like I said earlier, you may remember where I said middle. It was in the middle. And so that's just how I see it. It's not his greatest work and it's not his worst. But, it was underdeveloped in my opinion. And so I think he could have done better. I think it might have been a little rush job that, hey, my time is running out. I got to put a Netflix movie out and let's get this together.
So I can work on my next one.
So, yeah, exactly. So, and it just probably happened quick because, life is happening. Like they say, life is lifing.
Always.
And so that's what it turned out to be. But he's had some stuff out there like the one with that you watched with the bad hair going on.
The bad hair.
Yeah, the one where the hair was changing all throughout the movie.
Oh yeah, this was a little bit of an improvement. Thank you, Tyler.
So yes. So yeah, I know that sometimes you can be rushed with these projects, but if you can, Tyler, just grace us with some good work. We know you got it in you still. But thank you for putting something out because I'm going to support you until you let me all the way down to the floor.
Oh boy, let's hope that never happens.
That never happens. So.
And also for me, I also felt like there were just, like I said, there were so many interesting and funny points and even just very sexy points in it. And but you're like, okay, did you have to put that in there or did you just do that just for shock value? But either way, and also there were, like I said, there is a very interesting sex scene that goes on in this film that you are like at first, yeah, it looks very artistically done, but at the same time you're like, knowing what we know about paint. It's like
not everyone knows what.
Okay,
yeah, you know what you know about paint.
Yeah, I do.
You use it. So.
Yeah, and so I'm like, but either way, that was your choice, and I guess it paid off to some degree. But
it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was.
It was beautiful.
It felt very much like a painting, even though it was.
Yeah, exactly.
But either way, and also, but there was a scene where because me and you watched it once, and there was a scene where Trevante Rhodes' character was talking to Kelly's character, or Zaire was talking to Mia in the elevator scene, and this is going a little into spoiler territory, where he was saying that the only person who can help me on my case won't admit that she is attracted to me or that she believes me. You just trying to hold it all together, play big girl. I see you, big girl. And we looked at each other at the same time like...
She's your lawyer, okay? She's not your little girlfriend.
You and I just looked at each other and smiled and laughed. Like, what kind of flirt line is that? That is so old.
I know. If I was his attorney, I think I would have been on my way down the elevator at that
and left.
That was a little bit like, okay, go back to high school, sweetheart.
Yeah, because that is the oldest pickup line you could have gotten.
That is sad. It was a sad attempt at making me feel like I couldn't handle you.
So. Either way. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe and share it with some people if you enjoyed it that much.
Yes.
And if you had any thoughts on this film, any thoughts at all, whether you thought it was brilliant, whether you thought it was awful, whether you thought it was sexy, whether you thought it was just any of that, please put it in the comment section down below. Yes. I would love to hear your thoughts on this film. Like, yeah, let's get a conversation going on this film, because there's a lot to talk about.
A lot to talk about. There is.
But either way, I will be coming back next time with my movie reaction that I will be doing with Jeffrey on Dune Part 2. So look forward to that coming out. And also, I'm trying to see if I'm going to do one on Kung Fu Panda, but we'll see. I'll let you know if I do. No promises right now. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys have a wonderful and blessed week.
Yes.
And we'll see. Oh, yes. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you, Mom, for joining me today.
You're welcome.
On this video.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, and hopefully we'll see you around some other time, because it seems like you have a lot of insights to share on film, too. Especially Tyler Perry.
Maybe she'll invite me back. Let me know if you think she should invite me back.
Yeah, put that in the comment section down below too.
Okay.
So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.